kind of play from there-ish. Okay? So, you get your connections, whatever it is, boom, 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 you pull into a guard. I'm going to use single leg X because this is my favorite. Okay? So, from single leg X, okay, you guys' attacks is going to be from whatever guard you pick. Okay? So, you don't have to specifically do single leg X. You can just pick whatever guard you already did pick and attack from there. Okay? So, what I mean by attacking is either three things. It could be a sweep, where you go from the bottom to the top, or the second thing could be a back take. Lazy, but back take. Okay, that would be your second, and then your third would be your sub. Okay. Whoa. Okay. And there's your sub. Okay. So what I mean by attacking is one of those three things, whether it's a sweep, or a back attack, or a submission. Okay. So you're gonna use your connections. First stage, you're gonna use your connections. Whatever you get, pull in. Whatever guard you was playing with, get there. Now you're gonna start to do attack. One of the three: sweep, back take, or a sub. Okay. Everyone okay with that? Cool. Okay, get as far as whatever guard you pick, you're gonna set up the guard from your connection. Then lower, upper, hybrid, whatever connections you got, you're gonna get to your guard and you're gonna play from there. Okay, then we got to the guard, and now we're attacking. Okay, the last and the stage that you shouldn't have to rely on is what happens if everything goes to shit. Okay. They start messing with your guard, they get rid of something, and they get rid of something else, and then you're stuck, like, uh-oh, I don't know what to do, and then you panic, okay? In Jiu-Jitsu, panicking is not good, don't rely on panicking, okay? If something does end up going and not your way, then this is where we have to start framing and resetting, okay? A good example is people who like to play reverse dalagivo. People on top like to go for a knee cut, right? Once they get rid of like this reverse dalagivo hook, this is either my battle or Blake's battle. Okay, it's either I reset to a guard or Blake ends up passing. Okay, person on bottom, you don't want the guy on top to pass because the moment they do, then you're in the bottom of side control or mount or whatever, and now you gotta just work 10 times harder than you was already working from the bottom of the guard. Okay, so if I did reverse dalagivo and I chose to play this guard and they get rid of the reverse dalagivo hook. Now he's in a knee cut position, and this is not good. Okay, so your last and your late stage should be your frame. Okay, this is the part where we start to push away, and we gotta move, and we gotta start getting back our guard. Okay, take off your hands and your legs is 25 cents. Okay, 100, 25, 25, 25, 25. Okay, 25, 25, 25, 25. If Blake gets rid of one, boom, I'm at 75% of control. If Blake gets rid of another, boom, I'm at 50% of control. Gets rid of another, I'm at 25, and then gets rid of another, I'm at 0. I got nothing. Okay, now if he has all 100, or if he has grips now and he's doing whatever, then I'm sucking over here on the bottom. Okay, so whenever you grab and you make your connections and you start to play your guard, boom, 25, 25, 25, 25, 100, control. Okay, if Blake gets rid of this foot over here, boom, I'm at 75. If Blake gets rid of this pan grip over here, boom, I'm at 50. This is bad already. Okay, I have two grips working against each other. I got one pushing, I got one pulling. This is not good. Okay, all Blake has to do is shove this leg past, and now I'm at 25, and I have nothing here. Okay, you don't want to get to 25. Once you get to like 50, 75, you should be like resetting everything. Okay, so like I said, if Blake gets rid of this foot, you better put it somewhere else. If Blake gets rid of this grip, you better put it somewhere else. Okay, I don't care what you grab, just grab something. If you're playing dalagivo and this foot goes, you better put it somewhere else. Collar grip, he breaks it, you better put it somewhere else. Okay, you better have 100% control while you're playing guard. Because if you lose anything and you get to 75 and 50, then this is either a win-lose battle, okay? So, like I said, your last stage is your frames and you're resetting the guard, right? So reverse dalagivo, Blake gets rid of this reverse dalagivo hook. Oh, you can just push it like that. Okay? I'm still kind of right now at 75 because this foot's not really doing anything. Once I bring it in, then I kind of have 100%, but this foot is kind of gone already too. Okay, so still kind of 75, 100, however which way you want to look at it. Okay? If Blake starts to get rid of the arms here and he breaks the grips and he breaks this grip, Now I'm at about maybe 50, 25, depending how you want to look at it. Okay, but that means Blake is now in about 75% of control. Okay, because if he has my arm and he has this arm, well, on the hooks, he's probably going to win this pass because I have nothing. Okay, which means that now you have to start framing, and now you have to start trying to reset your guard. Okay, so the next drill you guys are going to do is person on top. Once the person on the bottom gets to their guard, whatever it is, okay, once the minute happens, person on top, you're going to break everything they have. Okay, sorry. Don't break the limbs, just break the grips. Okay? I know some of you probably taking the other thing. So break the grip, okay? So like I said, if Blake gets rid of his foot, I better put it somewhere else, okay? This whole minute, I just gotta figure out whatever Blake breaks, I just gotta put it somewhere else, okay? And then hopefully get to attack. Okay? So for this minute, whatever Blake or whatever your partner breaks, you better put it somewhere else, okay? If they start to pass, the person on top, if you start to pass and your guard is just gone already, reset. Figure out a way to start again and reset from stage 0 and try to get back to stage 1, which is the connection. Okay? Everyone okay with that? Cage partners, 1, 2, 3. Alright, this is kind of just like the first stage, right? If you don't really like to pull and go to like single leg X and all those underneath kind of guards, then you can kind of just use this control to find something on the upper body because you're right? Like I said before, when you overreach, this prevents, or not prevents, this gives them the pass to just step through, okay? So when you go to overreach, this could be either a really good thing or a bad thing, right? If you do overreach, then you can just shoot yourself under and prevent all of that from happening already, right? But if you don't feel comfortable overreaching and you're not fast enough to shoot yourself under, okay, then connections with the legs is your next best thing, okay? So once you get with the legs here, if you don't feel comfortable pulling into single leg X or weight or whatever, just use this as a control to get to your upper body. Okay? And you can start to grab the sleeve, you can grab the collar, whatever, cross collar, cross sleeve, far side sleeve, whatever. Okay? Then you can start to use this to kind of pull back and go into like a guard where you're comfortable. Yeah, like, okay, dalahibo with a scoop. Okay? Or you can go like lasso, whatever. Okay? So with this connection with the legs, you don't have to go underneath and shoot yourself under. You can kind of just use this as control and just pull in and just start to like find other guards that you like. Okay. So going off of that a little further, a lot of people when I was watching this weekend, they're very dominant, top, passing, like they want to be on top, but the moment they got to the bottom, everything just went downhill. Okay. I'm not gonna say any names, you probably know who you are. Very dominant at the top, but once you get to the bottom, it's like, I don't wanna be here, okay? So, for being on bottom, right, you gotta have at least one guard that you know, right? If you just pull a guard or you get swept and you're just here, and you don't know what to do and you're panicking, then the guy's gonna pass, okay? So you gotta have at least one guard in mind, whether it's like reverse, or dalahibo, or X, or A, or whatever. Okay, you gotta have this a guard in mind, right? Or just like close guard. Close guard is good. It's like the beginner basic fundamental guard. Everybody learns this first. Your Kimuras, your not Americanos, your arm bars, your triangles, umupakos, whatever. Okay, you guys gotta have at least a guard in mind. Okay, so the next drill you guys are gonna do is with the connection. Okay, you're gonna get to a connection, whatever. Okay, and in that minute, you're just gonna get to one guard only. Okay, so if you choose to get a connection and all you need to set up is a single leg X, that's all you're doing for that minute. Okay? Whatever setup you can get. If you can't make a connection with the legs, then go upper body and just shoot it. Okay? Boom. Call. Single leg X. Okay? If you have a guard that is not underneath, then you're gonna have to work a little bit harder. Okay? Remember, don't overreach. If the person on top grabs you first, there's your grips. Perfect. Okay, pulling. Done. Okay? If your guard this time is lasso or spider lasso, perfect. This is the only guard you're going to work for that minute. Okay. The person on top you're standing, you can kind of give them different looks for the person on top. Person on bottom, just get to a guard. One. Just one. Okay. If you go dalahibo the first 7 seconds, and then you guys reset, and then you choose to go single leg X, that's 2 guards. Okay. Just stick to one. If your choice is dalahibo, then just do dalahibo. Okay. If you're a white belt, and you don't know any guards, here you go. This is close, okay? Half guard is one leg in between. Half guard. Spider guard is foot on the bicep with 2 sleeves. Okay, spider lasso is the leg throwing over into the armpit. Delegivo is the leg hugging the other leg. And this hand does whatever. And this hand does whatever. Literally whatever. Okay? X guard is you're making an X with the legs. Look, X guard. Okay? Those are pretty much all your fundamental. You can even go collar, sleeve. Collar, sleeve, foot on the hip. This is a guard too. May not look like one, but it is. Okay? Everyone okay with that? Oh, coolio. Cow guard on sleeve. On the bottom of guard from when you're sitting up and then the person is standing. Okay. Play. Alright. Okay. So, a lot of you guys, when you guys play this seated guard, or from last week, a lot of you guys, when you were playing this seated guard, a lot of you guys were overreaching. Okay? When you guys go to overreach and grab a grip, this can be risky because if the person is fast and quick, you'll step right through and pop. Okay? Then you gotta fight back to get your guard again, and then and then the clock is slowly gonna die out, okay? Especially for tournament base at least. And so whenever you're playing like this seated guard, yeah, or like even if you're like here, and your partner chooses to back up, and you choose to sit up, and you play from here, I prefer not to overreach. Okay? Like even if I'm butt scooting in and I come here, right? Because then this is already the opening for them to step through. Okay? The only times that I prefer to overreach is if I'm gonna shoot myself under. Okay? So if I know the person wants to step through, I'm gonna give it to them. Okay? But I'm gonna give it to them on my terms. Okay, so if I choose to go to overreach, I want to make sure that there is a gap just enough to between the feet. Okay, so if I go to overreach, I'm shooting myself all the way under. Okay, then we can go to like single leg X or like modified X or like waiter and stuff like that. Okay, so that is the only time I choose to overreach. And most of you guys don't play like those underneath guards like X or like waiter or like decaf, and you choose to play guards that are kind of like in the front or on the side like Delegivo or like spider or spider lasso. Shooting underneath would not be ideal for you. Okay? Which means that you can't rely on overreaching. Okay? So like I said, if you choose to overreach, I would recommend to overreach and shoot yourself under and let them come forward but on your turn. Okay? So if we choose to play Delegivo or we choose to play spider lasso or spider or whatever, when you make connections, kind of wait for the person on top to make it play. Okay? If Blake comes in and grabs my collar, grabs my sleeve or pants or whatever, here's the grips. And I didn't even have to overreach. Okay? And it's just right here. Whenever you guys play seated guard, I prefer to keep my elbows in and keep it here. Okay? Because when they go to grab, boom, I have my grips. He has his grips, but I have mine. Okay? Then I can start to pull in. I can start to go to like lasso or like Delegivo or whatever. Okay? So you're here. If you choose to overreach, shoot under. If you don't want to and you're not comfortable with those underneath guards, let them grab, and then you grab your grips, and then you sit up. Okay? Like Robin and Carter said last week, if you choose to pull back, a foot has to go on the hip. Okay? If you just do this, look at that. Fast and a mount. Okay? So make sure that there is always a frame in between, yeah? Especially when you start to pull back. So foot, it can go hip, it can go shoulder, it can go bicep, whatever. As long as you have a foot in between you and your partner, you're good. Okay? Now, the thing I want to add, because I was kind of review, the thing I want to add is what happens if they don't make a connection in your upper body and you still don't want to overreach. Okay? A lot of you guys choose to think that, okay, I need this. I need the upper body to control. Okay? Collar, belt, sleeve, whatever. Okay? But right here, this is already overreaching. Right? Collar, sleeve, even belt, this is still kind of overreaching. Okay? So what happens if they don't engage and you still don't want to overreach? Okay? You have the legs. If I go right here and Blake chooses to step through, there's nothing he can step through too. Right? Elbows are still tucked in, but I have a connection with the legs. Okay, so don't rely so much on trying to reach for the top and trying to grab a collar or a sleeve or a belt. Okay, this is overreaching. Your elbows have left, which means that there's space to step. Okay? So if nothing happens, they're not engaging, and you don't want to overreach, leg. Okay? I can even be here, leg. And there's still no overreaching happening. There's no, my elbow is not left or split from my knee. It's tucked in still, I just have the knee or the leg. Okay? Then you can start to play like here. You can go shin to shin, you can start to lift, you can go X. If not, you just like to fall and just go kind of quad guarded. Okay. So what I want you guys to do is you guys are gonna kind of do the same drill like you guys did last week, but this time stop trying to focus so much on trying to grab the upper body. Try and get low. Okay. Get to the legs. Don't rely so much on trying to grab the upper body unless you're gonna pull yourself in and get underneath. Okay. So when you guys do this drill, try and focus more on connection with the legs. Everyone okay with that? Partner, 1, 2, 3.